Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the R-Mite by Killer Bees Cornhole. Killer Bees advertising website, this is the most winning bag in the ACO, which is a pretty impressive stat. And I went through and looked at some of the past ACO major winners across all the divisions, and the R-Mite shows up quite a bit. In fact, Killer Bees' name shows up quite a bit across some of the other models as well. It's impressive for a smaller company to win that many events. And bags like this is the reason why I started this channel. Right? We've all heard of those big name companies, the popular bags, but there's so many great bags out there made by smaller companies that Killer Bees is a one-man operation, and they make bags just as good, if not better, than those popular big name brand companies. And so I love finding bags like this and bringing them to you and saying, this is a bag that you guys have probably never heard of, but it's a bag that you're going to love if you go out and buy a set. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's break this bag down. I'll tell you what I found out about it. Let's start with the slow side. This is that same slow side, the hybrid material that you find on the slow side of the Viper R. It's a material that players love because it's so versatile. You can play dirt style games with it. You can run bags with it. It's a very player friendly material. It's a very hole friendly material for the control you get with it. I call it about a 5.5 speed. I think Killer Bees calls it a 6. It's between that 5 and 6 speed range. But in fact, when it's new, it plays faster. It will start to slow down as you rough it up and get it dirty. So in that 5.5, we'll call it a 5.5 speed for this video here. So 5.5 speed on the slow side. Fast side, this is that Pro Sniper, Deadhead, Viper fast side. 9 speed, crazy fast, great for push and collecting, slide to board in conditions. So we're looking about a 5.5 and 9 speed. The same exact material combinations that you find on the Viper R. So if you're familiar with the Viper R, you love those materials, that's what you got here. These two materials also play extremely well in humid conditions. So if you live in an area where humidity is an issue or where the weather conditions are changed quite a bit, this is a great bag because this hybrid carpet plays pretty consistent across all weather conditions. So it's a great bag to have in your backpack for when the weather conditions are changing. You can pull this bag out and you know you're going to get pretty consistent playability out of it, no matter how the conditions change or how far they go. Template wise, this is where this bag differs from the Viper R, and to me where it gets better. So this is a medium template bag. The Viper R is a large template bag. It's a large, sloppy, floppy bag. This is a medium template bag, medium amount of fill, medium amount of flop. You've got flop here. It is not overly floppy. So a lot of you always message me, hey, I like that Viper R, but I want a bag that's not as floppy. I don't like the flop. I don't like how large it is. This R-Mite fixes that problem. Takes all the good sides of the Viper R and then fixes the bad side and makes it, to me, a better bag out there. Fill in here, this is I don't feel any beads. It's a mixed fill, but I don't feel any beads that I can tell. It's got some flat discs and I think some flat fill in here. So it's technically a mixed fill, but it's really all flat types of fill. So I almost want to call it a flat fill bag, which gives the bag a ton of forgiveness when it lands. Right? This bag is not going to punish you. It's not going to penalize you if you don't throw a flat back. No matter what kind of tilt you have, it's really not going to kick. It's going to land fairly flat, soften up, and run up the board straight. So for those of you who don't throw a flat bag, who struggle with flat bags, those of you who are learning, just starting out, this is a great bag. The other thing is the flop on this bag. This bag has enough flop that if you can just get corner to grab the hole, it's going to spin around and come right back in. Both materials are very hole friendly, so it gives the bag a really large landing zone, kind of that rectangular box where you want the bag to land to put in the hole. Larger, floppier bags always have a larger landing zone. Those smaller, fuller bags have a smaller one. This has a bigger than average, kind of on a larger side landing zone, which makes it, again, very forgiving. If you're inconsistent with where you're landing, you're missing your mark left or right or whatever, as long as you can get this corner to grab the hole, it's gonna catch it and pull it right back and pull the bag in. So it makes up for a lot of mistakes. Again, great for those players who aren't very consistent, who are just starting out as well. It's a wonderful bag. It's super forgiving on that aspect. These bags are also ACO stamped, so if you play in the ACO events, you have to have a stamped bag now. These R-Mites are approved for ACO events. Honestly, the bag that I've compared this to the Viper R a ton, but the bag this reminds me of the most is that Swag Bags Chaos. I reviewed that a while ago. One of my favorite bags. It's probably, if I were to rank bags, that Chaos is definitely in my top 5. It's a bag I go to a ton. If you watch my Thursday What's in My Bag videos that I put up, that Chaos makes an appearance quite a bit. I always have that bag in my car. It's in my backpack a lot of times I go on tournaments. This R-Mite is same materials. It's the same template. It's a very similar fill. So if you've thrown the Chaos and love that, this is the ACO version of that bag. Let's go ahead and jump into playability on these R-Mites. And as I mentioned, it's a very versatile bag. So you can do pretty much everything with it, which is why this R carpet is so popular, is that if you want to play a dirty style game, you can throw blockers up there, you can cause chaos, cause congestions, and then clean it up at the end. The bag's got enough control. You can put blockers pretty much where you want. And this bag is not being as floppy. It becomes easy to collect. You're clipping a corner and taking it in. So you can get more aggressive with that blocker, get a little more on your opponent's side, and come down the middle and collect it. Plenty fast enough on the fast side. If you've got 2 or 3 bags up there, you can push or take them in. I didn't have any issues with bags clogging or bunching. You get them up by the hole. Like I said, both these materials extremely hole friendly. If you get it up by the hole and get it starting to go, it's typically going to drip in. If I did have some bags hang from time to time. As long as they weren't my last bag, I was able to collect them. Like, I don't remember leaving too many bags hanging, right? Because the bags that they're up there hanging on the hole, it doesn't take much to come in. Just catch them and they'll drip right in. You don't have to get super crazy aggressive unless they're on the back. The back lip comes a little tougher. You might have to come to an airmail drag or something to get those. But that's most bags. It's not really a negative to say on this bag. So very hole friendly, very collectible. The bags are also great if you just want to run the hole. You just want to put 4 bags in, outscore your opponent. This bag does a phenomenal job of that. And that's where, to me, when I pull a bag out like this, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to do more of a run the hole type game, and then mix in a dirty round here or there, or mix in a third bag blocker or something here and there. But that's where I think this bag shines, or this bag really fits my style of play better, is just running the hole, putting bags in the hole. Your opponent throws a blocker, you can kind of sneak around it with a get around or a cut. Not the best bag for shot shaping. That's probably the biggest negative I'll say on this bag, is it's not the best for shot shaping because it's very forgiving and it flattens out. It doesn't have a lot of bounce and a lot of movement. It's not the easiest bag to cut or roll or flop. If you're an advanced player who can cut and roll, flop easily, you can definitely do that. I mean, I was able to cut this bag. It's just not making those harsh cuts that you would with the bouncier bag or a bag with a stickier material on it. If you're an advanced rollback player, you can roll any bag, so no problem here. But for the average to below average player, if you're not really rolling this bag, you're not really necessarily cutting it. But again, that's where the bag comes in, the forgiveness, right? Because that cut is also the kick. And so if the bag is not kicking, it's not cutting on you. If it's not cutting, it's not going to kick, right? But that's not a big deal to me, right? Because when you pull this bag out, I know how to play it. I'm not worried about that. And like I said, if a blocker comes up there, I can step out and bully a bag out of the way and take this in or cut around it. But all the advantages you get with the control and the hole friendliness around it, I think that I don't need as much shot shaping when I got a bag that's just really good at grabbing the hole and going in on its own. So I absolutely love throwing this bag. It's a bag that, I mean, you guys have all thrown the Viper. I mean, that's one of the most popular bags, if not the most popular bag on the ACL circuit. And for good reason. Those 2 materials are wonderful, and that's what you've got here. So those 2 materials here, but Killer Bees has taken what I don't like about the Viper, which is how floppy and large and sloppy the bag is. They've taken it and they've made it into a better feeling bag. Right? This bag just has a wonderful hand feel to it with that mostly flat fill in there. It's a very soft bag, a very fluid bag. You grab it, the bag locks down really well. You don't feel any chunky beads in there. You get a wonderful hand feel, very forgiving bag. So it's a bag that I can see why it's won so many events across all divisions, because it's a bag that everybody can play with, right? I said, if you're starting out and you're struggling to throw a flat bag, trying to figure it out, it's a bag that's not going to punish you. But if you do have a flat bag, you are an advanced level player, you can still throw this bag and have a ton of success with it. So it's a bag that if you are new and you don't know where to start, grab a set of these R-Mites, because it's a bag that you can learn on and develop on. And then as you get better, you can keep playing the same bag across there. I had a blast throwing this. Again, these materials are very popular for good reason. And Killer Bees has done a phenomenal job taking a popular bag and making a better version of it. So definitely want to check out the R-Mites. How do you get them? Let's list in availability. Killer Bees has a website, KillerBeesCornhole.com, as well as you can send them an email or you can reach out to them through Facebook. Killer Bees does most of their bags they do are custom bags. So they've got some designs on their website, but if you don't see something you like on there, don't hesitate to reach out to them. Like I said, I'll put in a link in the descriptions, link to their website. I'll put a link to their Facebook page, as well as I'll put their email address, so you have different ways to communicate them however you want to. Shoot them an email, message them on Facebook. You can actually contact them on the website as well. Let them know what you're looking for, what kind of design you want, and they can get that taken care of for you. The bags were $100 for a set, and I believe it was free shipping. I think I looked at it, I think shipping was free on there. It's $100 for a set shipped to you. That's right down the middle of the bag of prices, and I think it's well worth it. I would happily pay $100 for a set of these R-Mites, and I don't think any of you who bought this would be upset. So definitely check them out. If you like the sound of this bag, if you love the chaos, if you like the Viper R, but you're looking for an ACO version of that bag, these R-Mites are it. I think you're going to love them. If you've thrown them, I'd love to hear your feedback, what you like, what you don't like. I always love to hear your guys' opinions. I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.